Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and today I'm with a very special friend. I'll leave her to introduce herself.
Hi, I am Tava Kelly.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
I mean, for them, not for me.
I know.
I have the privilege and opportunity of meeting Tavo. She's like an extraordinary woman. She's smart. She's doing a lot of good things, and I met her in Marin County. And to be honest, I just wanted to, pick her brain a little bit about some of the things that you've done to push yourself forward in the U.S. Because people come to the U.S.A, right?
Yes.
And they struggle to fit in, and they struggle to find their bearing, and they struggle to, create a life for themselves. And they're also scared of how their age is going, time is going, and they've not been able to achieve anything. How would you advise people in that situation from your journey?
So I would say for me, what I did is I had to have an open mind, and sometimes it's good to be comfortable in your own skin, but it does help if you get out of your shell and just be confident in yourself, because I always say, if I can do it, then you can also do it. So you just have to have confidence in yourself. And also there's a lot of resources. So I used, like the internet was a good way for me to learn about things. And also I made sure I had at least friends that I would lean on, and they would encourage me to push myself to do even better. But I feel like if you have that inner courage, that's very helpful. And of course, you have to think about the maker,
God.
Heaven. Yeah, God. Yeah. If you put God first, He will give you direction.
That's awesome. So, what were some of the things you would say you struggled with when you first came to America? Like some of the cultural shocks, and maybe some of the things you still struggle with from like maybe time to time here in the U.S.
I would say life here is a little bit different because you're more of an individual. Like, let me rephrase that. It's more individualistic versus being home in Africa, where you have, like your family. You rely on so many people, but
Community.
Here, yes, that's the right word.
Yeah.
Here you're pretty much by yourself, and you have to figure your way around. A lot of times you don't even know what's out there, but if you have community, yeah,
that helps out.
does.
Well, wow, like that's amazing. You have attained a lot of like success and growth in your educational life. So would you say that because a lot of people, when they travel to the US, right, they are so focused on, maybe if I get more educated, I would have more opportunities. Do you agree with that, or you think it works differently for everybody?
It's different for everybody. Like in my case, I decided to go into healthcare, and I didn't really want to go into healthcare. I'm more, my background career-wise was in information technology.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So I wanted to do networking, but my mother's sister actually encouraged me to do nursing.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't think that's for me. But I talked to my mother, who's also a nurse, or a retired nurse, and she said, you know what, you have that kind of like caring spirit and attitude, so I think you would make a good nurse. And that's how I ended up in nursing. And from the encouragement that I got from my professors, back in nursing school, they say, you have to reinvent yourself. So if you just want to be a nurse and just stick with what you're doing for however many years, it'll get boring. Yeah, so I decided I will reinvent myself every 5 years. So I went from just being a novice. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm an expert nurse yet, but I mean, I love school, so that's another aspect to it.
So there's this notion, right? So I watched this movie, and this guy he's from the Arab world, and he made this what you call it? He made this statement that America is the greatest country in the world. What would you say to, like, in regards to this sentence, when people say America is the greatest country in the world? Do you agree with that statement?
Not quite. I would say it's a land of opportunities, and it opens a lot of doors compared to other places I've been, and especially a country where I grew up in, which is Zambia. But
And trust me, she has been to a lot of countries, so you believe her when she says what she says.
yeah,
So basically,
You don't
we
want me?
were talking about like like America being the land of opportunities, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a land of opportunities as regards to other countries, and I was saying that, trust me, she knows better because she has been to a lot of places.
Yeah.
So does that make it the greatest country in the world, you would say?
Not necessarily, but I mean, you have a lot of opportunities for growth, and if you're determined, it doesn't matter where you are. I believe. Well, I'll take that. I'll take that back. There's some places where it's very hard to even progress, but if you're in a place where you have like determination to be successful, you will be.
Well, I mean, that helps a lot. I have met people that I do try to talk to them, like, you have to set your priorities right. Like, if you want to go to a certain country, like, look at the opportunities that they give, the privileges they give, and what you stand to gain, and the input you're hoping to bring. Because I think the problem is that people, and I think that's what is affecting the present situation in the U.S., because a lot of people are feeling like people are just coming to take, and they're not thinking about what they're going to give to the country. And that is why some people be like, oh, we don't want these people here because we are giving so much and they are giving nothing. So in that regard, I would say that if you, like, that's my opinion, but correct me if I'm wrong, that if you're coming to America, like, come with an open mind, but also know that you're going to have to give as much as you receive. Am I wrong?
Well, it depends on the situation. So I'd say for some, they come to this country thinking it's going to be easy and all rosy, but to be honest with you, you gotta work for it. So it just doesn't come on a silver plate.
Yeah. And Americans work like, or people in America work all the goddamn time, right? Like, you have to be
I mean,
working.
there's lazy people, there's hardworking people, so you have to find your balance.
But to stay above water, you have to work a lot.
Oh yeah, you
So,
really have to.
I have one last question for you, which is going to be, what is your advice for people who feel like, oh, I'm too old, I haven't achieved anything in my life, and I don't know where to start from. I don't have a man, I don't have a job, I don't know where I'm heading to in life, I don't know what to invest in. In short, I'm borderline confused and I'm just stuck. What is your advice to them in this, perspective of life, like in this situation?
I would say never give up, and it's never too late for you to, like, learn a new skill or to reinvent yourself per se. So just have an open mind, and you never know, you may have a miracle.
Exactly. And remember that your timeline, or human beings' timeline, is completely different from God's timeline. And if you have a relationship with God, doesn't matter whether you're a Muslim or Christian or whatever religion you identify with, if you have a relationship with God and you're focused on what God has called you to this earth to do, and you are good to people and you are doing what you're supposed to do, you will thrive. You will really thrive. Well, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And I hope we do more of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.